Hey everybody, Scott White here with you. Got a story for you today, pretty good story. So as you can see, I've got my father here, Martin White.
Old man.
And so a couple years ago, my dad got this wild hair up his rear end that he wanted to go to Grenada and catch some big crappie. And so we booked a guide through, it's Grenada Guide Service, right? Grenada Guide Service. So we booked a trip, and so me and Dad and Tyler, who you always see on the channel, and Tanner, who you never see on the channel, but Tanner's my other son, and so we all four took off. We went down to Grenada, and at the time, I had a big 20-foot boat that we used to bow fish off of. And so we were like, well, we'll take my boat. We'll go down there. We'll do some fishing that first day, and then we'll go bow fishing that night. And we found out pretty quick once we got there that there was going to be no bow fishing, and it did not work out real well because it was as muddy a water as I've ever seen, number one. But so we got there on day one. We put the boat in. We caught 8 or 9 crappie.
Yeah.
We caught a few nice crappie, and we were just spider rigging off the front of my boat. I had it rigged up so we could spider rig off of it. So then we didn't even keep any. We just went back to the hotel. We went and ate, went back to the hotel. And so at that point, we get up the next day. We're supposed to meet them there at the dock. We met them at like 6, didn't we?
Yep.
When at 6 o'clock. So we meet Grenada Guide Service and Alex Hall, who was the guide, and I'll tag him in this so he gets this. But we meet him there. And so we go out for a day of fishing, right?
Well, we're thinking about it.
We're thinking about it, right? So we have 2 boats. Tyler and Tanner in one boat. Me and Dad are in the other boat. And it is our first ever experience with live scope.
Yeah.
Right? It was unique, to say the least. And we caught some fish, even though it was pretty tough that day. We caught some fish, caught some big ones. And Tyler and Tanner were in another boat, and the guy that was with them were taking them all kinds of places back in there. They were in like a foot of water, and they're throwing muddy rooster tails up and everything. And he's like, we'll get there, no worries. And so they just went. And so it was pretty fun. So we had a good time. But towards about the last hour of the day, I was like, Dad, get up here. I want you to learn how to use this live scope. I kind of figured it out at that point, how you do it and everything like that. And Alex was great with us. And so, but before that, I have to tell you this. Before that, I'm up there working on the live scope, and my dad, doing what he does, asked Alex. He said, hey, Alex, you got another pole in there that I can just cast out back here and drag a jig?
Yeah.
And Alex goes, sure, no problem. So he gets him a pole, and Dad's back there just fishing away. Didn't catch nothing.
Having a good time,
doing what he does. But about the last hour of the day, I said, Dad, get your butt up here. And I went back there in the back. And so I'm just sitting there, just relaxing, and Dad's up there in the front with Alex. And Alex is putting him on fish. And you caught one before that.
Right.
Yeah, caught one before that.
Almost a 2-pounder.
Almost a 2-pounder, pretty good one. And then Alex sees this fish, and he goes, and I just, from my angle, Alex looks at Dad and goes, that's a good one.
She's a big one.
She's a big one. And so Dad starts fishing for her. Right?
Right.
So the first things first, you're thinking, hey, I'm going to catch this crappie just like I catch all crappie like we do in Missouri.
Right.
Right?
No problem.
And so he hooks her. And you'll see Dad go and hook her. Right? And then next thing you know, she starts coming up, and Alex gets the net to get it underneath it, and boom, she comes off.
She just spits it out.
Yeah.
And we see it right on the live scope.
Yeah. So she just spits it out. Now, Alex turns around and looks at me and goes, "That's a giant. It's a giant." And I was like, "Nice." And then he turns around and what did he say to you?
He looks at me with this disgusting look and says, "If I can get her to bite again, yank her lips off." I said, "I can do it."
So we followed this fish around for probably another 15 or 20 minutes.
About 15 minutes.
About 15 minutes. And we finally caught her, and she had bumped up onto a stump, and she was sitting there on the stump. And Alex tells Dad, he's like, right out there, right there in front of us. And so Dad finally puts the jig out there.
I put it right out about an inch away from her.
Yeah, and
she ignored it.
And it's just like this. I mean, on the live scope. I mean, it is right there, right on her nose.
And she just completely ignored it. He said, "Bring it up, do it again." So I brought it up, and this time I dropped it down and I hit her right on the nose. And she moved a little bit, and he said, "Not that close." So then I brought it up again, and I brought it down, and I had about maybe a quarter inch in front of her. And she had it, and I just bent that old 14-foot pole double. I mean, as hard as I could push it up. And Alex says, "You've got her. Get her to the net. Get her to the net. Get her to the net."
And he's yelling, and little did I know, but as he puts the net on her, he immediately turns around to me and goes, "Oh my God, it's a monster."
Yeah.
And so I was like, "Okay, cool. Dad caught a biggin."
She's a hog.
Yeah, she's a pig. And I was like, "All right." So now, just so you know, Tyler and Tanner and their guide are probably 100 yards away from us. And so Alex decides, I'm going to get the scale. So he immediately gets the scales, puts it on this fish, and he's looking at it, and he shows it to Dad, and he shows it to me, and I'm like, "Oh my God, that's a 4-pounder. And so we start yelling, and Alex is yelling, right?
Yep.
And the other guy is like yelling at us, "What'd y'all catch? What'd you get? What'd you do?" And Alex is yelling, 4-pounder, 4-pounder. And so all this other guy, they come driving up, and all this other guy says is, "Please tell me you didn't catch that fish just jigging out of the back of the boat." Because he hadn't seen Dad go to the front, right? So, make a long story short, y'all will see the videos at the end, because I'll put them at the end and put pictures and all that good stuff of some of the trip that we had there. Phenomenal trip, and we ended up with a 4-pound crappie. Now, here's something funny.
4.06.
4.06. Now, here's something funny. The guide that runs Grenada Guide Service says, "Well, I've been fishing here for 20-something years." And he says, "That's the 4th 4-pounder I know of." And I was like, "Oh, that's pretty impressive. Okay."
Well, there were 5 guides there, and they said that was the biggest crappie they think they'd ever seen. So, you know.
Yeah, so they had said that was the biggest crappie they had ever seen. And so at that point, what we did was we said, "Hey, all right, we got to get that mounted." Now, little funny side note, if you catch a big crappie like that, they have to get a bass mount and cut it down. They get the 10-pound bass mount and cut it down so that they can fit a 4-pound crappie, because they don't make a crappie mount that's that big. But this is the end result, ladies and gentlemen. That is a crappie right there. And when I say that's a crappie, buddy, I'm telling you right now, this doesn't even do it justice like when it was live, because it just looked like it had swallowed like a football. It's just so big, right? And of course, Dad was pretty fired up, and we were all fired up. And so, unbelievable trip to Grenada. Thank you to Alex Hall. Thank you to Grenada Guide Service. Thank you to all those guys. And it was just a pretty awesome deal because you had Dad, me, Tyler, and Tanner. So 3 generations of us right there for when this fish was caught live. It was a pretty awesome deal.
And they tried to call the Mississippi Game Service to have them come out and verify it, and couldn't get anybody to come out.
Yeah, we couldn't get anybody to come out. But now, what makes the story all the worse for Dad's sake anyway, is we catch this one this week. The next week, Crappie Masters comes in there, and they catch 4 4-pounders. And so it was just a time for the big girls to be munching, and we just happened to be there right at the beginning of it. And so Dad was lucky enough to put this one in the boat. Pretty awesome memory, and I'm glad he caught it one day. I know it's on his wall now, but one day it'll be on mine.
I think it'll be on Tyler's.
Yeah, Tyler will probably steal it from me and take it to his, because he's got a pretty good trophy wall going right now. But anyway, so follow us for more. We'll do some stories like this every now and then. One of these days, we'll have to do a story on Freddie, which is Dad's biggest buck, and how he killed it, and we'll do that at some point in time.
Well, and on another note on this is Alex called me after the tournament.
Yep.
He said, Martin, we caught 4 crappie over 4 pounds this week. One of them was 4.25. He made yours look like a minnow. I said, yeah, Alex, he really did.
Yeah, so big crappie, and if you get a chance to go to Grenada, down there to Grenada to Mississippi and go crappie fishing, I would suggest you do it because it's an awesome time.
And get a hold of Alex.
Yeah, get a hold of Alex if you can.
He's a fantastic guide.
Yeah, and he'll put you on the fish. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Hope you enjoyed that. Bye-bye. All right, we're good.
And my wife allowed us to go.